Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Kirk, and this is my challenge presentation from my portfolio capstone class at the University of Denver. This presentation will address a challenge in my industry and provide support for my courses during my Master of Arts program. As I look back on all of my work throughout my master's program at the University of Denver, a common theme that is present is my deep interest in people. I want to know who they are, what they like, and find ways to relate to them. With that being said, my work has solidified my belief that marketing is most effective when people come before the organization or product. On the HubSpot website, Lindsay Kulowich, in her June 19, 2020 article, 8 of the Top Marketing Challenges Faced Globally, states that generating enough traffic and leads was the top global marketing issue, according to the 2017 and 2018 State of Inbound reports. A 2019 survey from Vital shows that more than 35% of marketers face challenges related to leads and/or traffic, showing that this trend still continues. And just when you think this issue would have been resolved by now, Kulowich states in her article that the top priority for marketers in 2020 is still generating leads. So why is it that generating traffic and leads continues to be a significant challenge in the marketing industry? Companies aren't listening to consumers. Consumers are experiencing content overload now more than ever before. In order to break through the noise, marketers must provide relatable content that their consumers want to engage with. Now, this really made me reflect on how we define listening. Is it possible that this definition has evolved with technology? In their 2002 video, The Century of the Self, Part 1, Happiness Machines, BBC describes the early trends of communication in the 1920s. It was mainly a linear model of communication where big corporations communicated to consumers, but consumers weren't able to communicate back. Ed Bernays, referred to as the father of public relations, had a big influence on corporations because he understood how to control the minds of masses. Companies then used his approach to manipulate the meaning of culture and social values to influence consumers to purchase their products. Now fast forward to today. We see a transaction model of communication. In their article Communication Models, Pressbooks describes this model of communication as one that suggests we are all senders and receivers simultaneously. Therefore, consumers now have the ability to play the role of the sender to big corporations. We also have the technology to control what content people see through data and, as Eli Pariser calls it in his 2011 TED Talk about online filter bubbles, an algorithmic editing of the web. This means that companies can manipulate individual desires to sell their products. This transformation of trends in communication due to technological advances has led me to believe that data is the new way in which we listen to consumers. So how can marketers become better listeners? Since there is a great deal of data out there, the key is looking for the right data. Marketers should go beyond demographics, embrace data visualization, and appreciate qualitative research. We'll start with going beyond demographics. While demographics can give marketers a general idea of their consumers, there's so much more to learn to get the full picture of who they truly are. For instance, marketers can look at segmentation variables to analyze their geographics, psychographics, and behavioristics. Segmentation variables answer the questions: what motivates them to engage with your content? What attitudes do they have about your content? They can look at situational influences such as their physical surroundings, social surroundings, time, purchase reason, as well as the buyer's mood and condition. Situational influences answer the questions: what is their environment? Why would they engage with your content? And finally, marketers can look at social influences such as their roles in society and their families, their reference groups and opinion leaders, as well as their social class, culture, and subcultures. Social influences answer the questions: who are they in society? Who are they influenced by? I first learned about this data in my marketing strategy and process class. I had conducted this research for a startup company called CA Food Safety Exams, which targets the restaurant workforce. By learning this information about these consumers, I was able to conduct a full marketing plan that completely adapted to their needs because I understood who they were and why they would want to engage with this company. I was able to use this concept for my brand management strategies class as I conducted a brand audit for Nike. Because I dove deep into their lifestyles and passions, I was able to better understand why consumers are so emotionally attached to Nike products. I was able to use this information in my social media strategy class, where I had to decide who Patagonia's target audience would be if I had to do a paid social campaign, which led to making the audience more niche in my mobile marketing class, where I targeted specific interests of seafood safety exams consumers. By having a stronger understanding of my audience, I can then craft various key messages for my primary and secondary publics. This is an example of Patagonia's target audiences from my PR writing and tactics class. These messages shaped how I would communicate to consumers across all channels, so it was useful to know exactly what each target audience would want to hear based on data that went beyond demographics. Another great way to listen better to consumers is embracing data visualization to make stronger decisions. So, what exactly is data visualization? On the Tableau website, in their article Data Visualization Beginner's Guide, a definition, examples, and learning resources, they define data visualization as the graphical representation of information and data. But collecting data isn't enough to be a good listener. With all of the data coming in, it's important for marketers to not only understand what it means, but also what to pay attention to. Tableau emphasizes in their article that in the world of big data, data visualization tools and technologies are essential to analyze massive amounts of information and make data-driven decisions. When you think of data visualization, your first thought probably immediately goes to simple bar graphs or pie charts. While these may be an integral part of visualizing data and a common baseline for many data graphics, the right visualization must be paired with the right set of information. Dashboards are an effective type of data visualization that allow marketers to bring all of this useful information together and focus solely on specific objectives. These objectives can be set based on organizational or marketing goals. For instance, maybe page behavior is what marketers want to pay attention to. By creating a dashboard with all of the relevant data, a better story can be told that highlights key trends and insights, potential points of impact, and action steps. For my marketing analytics class, we created a variety of dashboards to paint a better picture of specific consumer behavior. I gave more of my attention to my consumers because I wasn't overwhelmed with data. I had more of an opportunity to listen to their needs. This type of data visualization presented me with real-time data on the most important metrics. I was then able to make better decisions because these dashboards brought together essential visuals to tell a story. Data visualization is a tool that can truly help any organization. As Tableau says, it's hard to think of a professional industry that doesn't benefit from making data more understandable. And finally, marketers should have more of an appreciation for qualitative research. Qualitative research can be overlooked in the world of big data. While quantitative data is important, there are flaws. Numbers can only go so far. Marketers can take a literal approach to listening to consumers by getting directly inside their minds and asking them questions. Surveys are a phenomenal tool to gather this data. The well-known online survey company SurveyMonkey says it best on their website. Surveys uncover the why. Implicit data, or quantitative data, is information that is not provided intentionally but gathered from available data streams. Explicit data, or qualitative data, is information that is provided intentionally. Explicit data fill in the gaps. As SurveyMonkey states on their website, they are inherently more reliable when it comes to understanding the motivations behind actions. For instance, in my Communication and Society, Theories and Applications class, I administered a survey to see how people of color and people not of color interpreted a Microsoft ad about children with disabilities. I was able to learn exactly how my focus groups felt about the ad, which allowed me to be more aware of how people interpret messages differently. This will allow me to be more adaptive and universal in my messaging in the future. In my PR Strategies and Process class, I administered a survey to see if there were any growth areas for Trader Joe's, a well-respected company. Through this research, I was able to find out that while customers love the popular grocery chain and will continue shopping there, they don't feel confident knowing where their food comes from. While the feedback was mostly positive, it's important to know that consumers need more transparency from the organization. We as marketers can then work to build their trust. Finally, in my research, measurement, and storytelling class, I administered a survey to PG&E customers regarding how the public's perception of the company has changed after the California wildfires and power outages. Based on the results, I learned that PG&E needs to prove to their customers that they come first, while also putting their efforts towards new and existing equipment. Even though it can be difficult to delegate resources in multiple areas, I was able to develop a 5-year plan to improve PG&E's reputation and hopefully prevent future wildfire outbreaks and power outages. I wouldn't have been able to do so if I hadn't spoken to customers directly and asked what they needed from the organization. As a result, better listening comes from looking for the right data. Go above and beyond to learn more than consumers' demographics. Embrace data visualization to better understand the narrative of consumers' behaviors. And appreciate the ability of knowing exactly what consumers are thinking through qualitative research. And of course, these efforts come with a significant return on investment. Better listening will lead to a stronger understanding of consumers' needs and desires, which will increase the ability to provide relatable content that consumers want to engage with. Plus, and most importantly, they'll keep coming back for more. And always remember, errors using inadequate data are much less than those using no data at all. Here are my references for this presentation, and thank you for listening.